Hey guys, Terence here with the Houston Real Estate Insider, and I'm here to bring you updates you can trust and also help you cut through all the noise to understand what the numbers really mean and how you can use those to win in today's market. Let's get into it. Okay guys, we're going to jump right in today talking about the year-over-year analysis for the market updates just released by HAR that cover Houston's market from June of 24 to year-over-year June of 25. Okay, let's jump right into the numbers here to give you a full breakdown. Let's talk first property sales. Total property sales in June of 24, 9,000 units. Fast forward June of 25, that's 10,000 units. That's a 10% increase. That's a big number, especially considering we've been in a very high interest rate environment. Okay, total sales volume, June of 24, that was 3.7 billion in sales. Fast forward to June of 25, that number is 4.3 billion. That's a 16% increase. That is one to pay attention to. Active listings, 46,000 active listings in June of 24. Fast forward to June of 25, that number's at 60,000 active units. Now pay attention to that. That's a 27% increase, guys. That is the number that the market is paying a lot of attention to. Sellers feel it and buyers are trying to take advantage of it. Average sales price, June of 24, that number was 431,000. Okay, fast forward to June of 25, that number jumped to 450,000. That's about a 4% increase. Again, the average is maybe not the best metric to use. Median is maybe a better indicator, and we'll get into the median price here in a minute. Single family inventory. Last June, we had 4.2 months of inventory on the market. Fast forward to June of 25, that number has grown to 5.4 months of active inventory. That's a 1.2 month increase. Again, that number we are all feeling in the Houston market, okay? Pending sales. This one's kind of interesting. Pending sales in June of 24 were 7,700 units. Fast forward to June of 25, that number is actually up 10% to 8,500 units. Now, a lot of people are asking why that is when we've got longer days on market and we've got an increased number of pending sales. How those two things match up, we're going to explain the real outlier that's really fueling that whole market. Okay, days on market. This is average days on market for the market as a whole. In June of 24, that was 47 days. In June of 25, that number's grown a little bit to 49 days. Okay, we're still looking at less than 2 months of average days on market, which overall in the history of our market is not terrible, but we're a long shot away from where we were in the hyper market of COVID. So let's talk a little bit about what the numbers really mean. Let's talk first about a median sales price. So the median price, a lot of people will notice, was almost completely flat from June of 24 to June of 25. That number was right around 345,000. Okay, that number didn't move. The reason the average jumped is because the luxury market had one of the biggest increases in recent history. Now, Houston's luxury market is really anything over $1 million, which I know in some markets, in neighborhoods in Houston, that doesn't feel luxury, but those are the numbers. So the luxury market saw a 41% increase in sales volume in June 25 over June 24. That is what's driving all of the market activity. That is why the average price has gone up. That's why the total sales volume is way up. Those things are the things driving our market right now. Okay, the thing that you want to pay attention to is that the active listings on the market are growing. That's up 27% from where we were last year, and it does not show signs of slowing down. So what you need to know as a homeowner, let's talk first about pricing strategy. You need to be pricing your home where the market is headed, not where it's been. All of the data is backwards looking, so we need to really understand, is the market out ahead of the data or is it behind the data? And right now the indicators are pretty obvious that the market is behind the data. So we're falling on that average line, not growing out in front of it. Okay, so let's get into a couple other things we want to cover today. First, I want you to consider what market you're in. Is that a luxury market? Maybe a move-up buyer market? maybe even a first-time homebuyer market. Each market segment will have a different strategy. Second, I want you to consider what area we're talking about. Are you an interlooper? Maybe you're a suburb buyer or seller. Maybe even a rural buyer or seller. Each of those markets will have a different strategy for success. And third, I want you to consider timing. The sensitivity to timing in those markets are different based on area, based on time of year, based on things like school years. So you need to have the right strategy for success, both on the listing side and the selling side. Hey guys, okay, thanks again for tuning in today. I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. I know we covered a lot of ground with a lot of information. Flat out, sometimes it's freaking confusing. So if you would like a personal market breakdown of your neighborhood so you can win with the right strategies in 2025, click the link below and I'll be happy to help you succeed. Thanks so much. See you on the next one.